Well, hello, and welcome to another episode of Subconsciously Speaking. Subconsciously Speaking. Today, we're speaking about me chatting to you about procrastination and why that probably doesn't mean that you're lazy. Good news, right? Yeah, what an intro. Well, of course, you can be lazy if it means that you know that you have to do stuff, but you're just not doing them and you're just getting distracted on social media or whatever. Although that might not even be. Okay, let me just get started with this. Because to unravel this statement of why I can say that you're not lazy, most probably, we have to look at the biggest driver in life for human beings like you and me, which is to avoid pain. And of course, we also like to experience pleasure and nice things, but that is way less of a driver in our daily life than to avoid pain. Because to avoid pain is super important to not die, basically, right? So we're avoiding pain, which means we won't die, which means we will live. And yay, safety is guaranteed, which is the primary goal of our brain. So that's super important to understand. And what actually happens when you feel that you're not taking action on the things that you actually want to take action on, or you should, that that pain driver becomes very important. So you avoid things not because you're lazy, but you avoid them because they feel mentally heavy before you even get started with them. So this is the whole thing with the brain wanting you to stay safe. It's when you're about to do something that is maybe not common, or it's a bit different, or it's something that you don't necessarily enjoy, then our brain is starting to make up all these scenarios. Oh, this could happen, this could go wrong, that could be on, that could be. And before we know it, we're stuck in this mental loop of thoughts that make us freeze. The analysis paralysis may start kicking. This can be very conscious, or it can be more subconscious. So you're not really knowing that it's happening, but you're realizing that you're just not taking action the way you want to. And it just feels annoying and you don't know why. And this could be the underlying thing that is happening, the pattern that is running, the program that is running to keep you safe. And as a result of that, when you notice that you're avoiding things because, even only thinking about them makes you so heavy, so difficult, so many things can go wrong. And what happens is that the longer you stay in that cycle of postponing things, the bigger they become in your head, until even simple things, small things, maybe simple tasks, can feel like a mountain to climb, right? Can feel nearly impossible. And that is the way our mind works. So oftentimes we're met with these statements and these accusations of, you're just lazy and you just need to be disciplined. And, this is all on you and it's your fault in that sense. And when people tell you that you just need discipline and you just need that willpower, it doesn't take you very far, to be honest, because that discipline, it doesn't solve whatever it is that is in your subconscious, the program that it is running, right? So that's not a sentence. Okay, so let me explain. So when people tell you you just need discipline, you just need to push through and you just need willpower, that first of all is very energy consuming. We all wake up in the morning with hopefully a fully charged battery, but before we know it, that battery is already drained, right? And then we give in, we stop, we don't do it anymore. So that willpower is not a very reliable source, and also it's very exhausting to rely on willpower. And that is linked with discipline, right? So you may notice that if there's little willpower, then your discipline also faints, it just, or fades, I must say. So why that is that subconsciously, I will just, if you're watching, you can see me making a circular motion with my hand horizontally. This is like a subconscious program that's running, right? And this program that I'm now showing you is forming 95% of your patterns, beliefs, and behaviors. And you may feel that when I consciously, this is physically challenging, because now with my other hand, I'm moving the other direction horizontally, making circles. So I'm telling myself consciously, I'm telling myself, okay, just keep going. You see, it's very challenging to do this, but I want to show you that the conscious part, so the upper part, is telling me, okay, I need just to have discipline. I need just to get going and I need to do it, right? It's moving in one direction. But if the remaining 95% of your system, which is here, my other hand, the subconscious, is actually saying, don't do it, we might die, you know, this is a problem, don't. And it's moving literally in the other direction, you may already know that the 95% will always win. This is always stronger, way stronger than this. So what is very frustrating, if you keep following this, so you keep on fighting for what it is that you seek actively with your conscious mind, but you're not looking into what is subconsciously the program that I'm running on that's actually making me experience this fear, this doubt, this overthinking, that is actually preventing me from moving in one direction towards what I want. So, of course, what you want to do, what you want to do is that you actually make sure that the subconscious is willing and able to move in the same direction as your conscious wishes and goals, right? So see, as I'm now moving my hands both in the circular motion in the same direction, see how this is just so much more aligned, and it's also just so much more logical. Because when the subconscious pattern is aligned with what you consciously want, boom, let's go. Why not? Why not achieve your goals, right? You take action and you go for those things because you want them, right? So with this, my arms are feeling a bit sour now. So with this, I just want to share with you that most behavior that we're having is not a decision. It's just a reflection of the pattern that is running us subconsciously, and it's thus running us automatically without us actively knowing about it, right? So what I want to share, this is the main message of today, is that it's not your fault. It's not you. You're not lazy. You're not unable. You're not failing here. This is just simply how your system works. And therefore, I'm not a fan of just saying like, no, push through and the grind and everything. It's super exhausting, especially if subconsciously another program is running that you can easily just update, upgrade, right? So first step, because this sounds to me, of course, logical and my daily work, but to you, it may sound overwhelming and a bit woo-woo even, because it's not very concrete yet. So what I want to say to you is, of course, you can reprogram your subconscious beliefs, which is, I think, the most important, most effective and best step to take. And if you're open to that, let me know and we'll make it happen. That would be a hypnotherapy session, basically, in which we will make sure that your subconscious beliefs are aligned with what you consciously want for your life. Yet, what is it that you can do now? If you want to do the session later or you're not interested in hypnotherapy, what is it that you can do so that you know that you're working with your brain and not against it, right? So a way that we can consciously and actively, even today, you can start this, what we can do is you want to make sure, knowing that our brain is here to keep us safe, you want to make these steps towards your goals feel as safe as possible for your brain. So when you have this big, and we love setting these big goals, right? Big, hairy, audacious goals. We love them. So you have them set. It's like, oh my God, that'd be amazing. Yet it feels like this mountain, right? That we need to climb. And your brain is going to be most probably error, you know, feels scary, feels new, don't want this. So what you want to do is you want to break it down in a lot of smaller steps. So you want to make sure that it's not a mountain to climb. It's just looking down at your feet and putting one foot in front of the other, right? So what happens then is that your brain is no longer focused on this huge mountain to climb. Oh my God, how are we ever going to make it? Won't we die? No, it's actually looking on the influence that you have on yourself. What is it that I can do today to take even though if it's a tiny step forward, but it's another tiny step towards my goal, right? And another tiny and another tiny. And slow and steady wins the race in this, for sure. Because how many times have you experienced, or maybe you've seen someone like shooting out of the gate, like really fighting for it, and then at one point, just like a putting, when just the willpower and discipline wears off, you're getting tired, and your system is just like, oh, what the hell is going on? And it doesn't work out, right? So I would recommend take these small steps, let your brain accept these small and safe steps instead of the big unknown ones that it will really hesitate. No, it will not hesitate. It will fight you to take. So befriend your brain in that way. Make it also more fun for yourself, because when you have these small steps to take, it becomes, it requires your brain to become very concrete. What is it actually that is needed to get on top of this mountain, right? So you're going to not only think about, oh, it's going to be this journey towards the mountain. No, you're also going to think about, what is the gear that I need to take with me? What is my training schedule so that I can get safely and healthily get to the top of the mountain? So it really forces you to think in a very concrete way. What is it exactly in steps that I need to take to get there, to get to where I want to go, right? And you will notice that there will be more movement, more motion, and your brain won't be, putting its heels in the sand and saying, no, 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 because the resistance is removed by making these steps a lot smaller. So I hope that helps, and I hope that gives you a little bit of insight in how the brain works and how you can, I won't say trick, what kind of trick, but also work with your brain instead of against it. And by that, also making it more fun for yourself. Because I think personally, and I see that with my clients as well, is that we don't actually want to be needing to be disciplined. We just want things to flow, feel natural, feel achievable, and also be proud of ourselves for completing yet another step. And that just makes the whole journey so much more interesting, more fun, more doable, right? So I would really recommend that you do this. Again, if you have an interest in really reprogramming your subconscious belief that you feel is kind of holding you back, and get in touch. I make sure that there is links that you can connect with me, and I'd be happy to have a chat with you, because life is just so much easier if your subconscious beliefs are aligned with what it is that you consciously want for your life. All right, that's it for now. Thanks so much for listening. If you have any feedback or anything that you want me to cover in one of the next episodes, let me know. I'm super stoked to be in contact with you guys. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one.